One of the things I see a lot of Kobe Bryant fans, one of the things they like to repeat, because most of them have, at least ceded to the point that Jordan was the best shooting guard of all time. They now give him that. They acknowledge that Kobe Bryant was never better than Michael Jordan, at least historically speaking. Now, of course, the 2001, 2, and 3 versions of Kobe were indeed better than the Washington Wizards version of Jordan. But historically speaking, historically and peak for peak, there's no real comparison. But one thing I do notice that they tend to still say, and they try to harp on, is they'll say, well, Jordan is better, but Kobe was a better shooter. And usually when they say that, they give one stat. Well, Kobe was a better deep shooter. Kobe was a better outside shooter. And I have to be honest, I've always was skeptical of that when I first heard it, because I watched both careers. I watched Kobe's career in totality. I watched his entire career. I didn't see all of Michael's career. Okay, like I said, I didn't start watching NBA basketball until about 1990 on a regular basis. Before that, it was a little sporadic in the 80s. So I have to admit, I didn't see all of Michael Jordan's career live. But I did see all of his career when he began utilizing the three-point shot. And I have to say that, to me, in all honesty, I think that Jordan was, this is what I have to say, number one. Let me address this point first while I'm on with the three-pointers. Statistically speaking, they're even. And that might be sort of jaw-dropping to some people who keep hearing this about how Kobe is a better three-point shooter. Now, for their careers, Jordan was a 32.7% career three-point shooter. Not great. By today's standards, maybe a little bit subpar, but in his era, that was pretty good. 32.7% from beyond the arc. Kobe, 32.9%. Pretty much the same. The same. And this is despite the fact that Kobe took well over 5,000 career three-point attempts. Michael, I think, took something around 1,500 or so. Far less three-point shots. Far fewer. But a guy who's that prolific at shooting threes, you think Kobe would be an exceptional three-point shooter when it comes to percentage. And I think also the three-point record that he held for a very long time, along with Donnell Marshall, gave this perception that Kobe was this great outside shooter when he never was. He could be streaky, and when he was on, he became, he could shoot from anywhere in the court, but more often than not, Kobe was inconsistent from downtown. As a matter of fact, when you look at the listing of the top 20 three-point shooters, I'm going to name all of them: Ray Allen, Reggie Miller, Jason Terry, Paul Pierce, Vince Carter, Jason Kidd, Jamal Crawford, Cal Culver, Joe Johnson, Chauncey Billups, Kobe Bryant, 11th, Rashard Lewis, Peja Stojakovic, Stephen Curry, J.R. Smith, Dirk Nowitzki, Dale Ellis, Steve Nash, Jason Richardson, and Mike Miller. Of all those guys, the guy with by far the lowest three-point percentage is Kobe, by far. I think the closest guy to him is Jason Kidd at 34%. 34%. So Jason Kidd, a guy who's not known for being a marksman, except for later in his career, he became a good set shot three-point shooter when he was open. Shot a full 1% plus more, a higher career percentage than Kobe. That's a tremendous gap when you go to historical context. All these other guys are in the upper 30s to about 40 or plus 40 plus. They're far better 3-point shooters. Kobe really doesn't really belong on this list. One of the reasons why he's on this list is what kind of fucked him up for his career. Kobe took stupid shots. I'll say this too. Michael's percentage of 32.7% is a little misleading because earlier in his career, Michael didn't really take that shot. And he had a lot of seasons where he shot maybe 7 for 41, 9 for 52, 12 for 72. You know, he really didn't take that shot. And when he did take it, it was usually some time when a situation where the shot clock was running down, the ball was in his hand, he had to put a shot up. He had to throw something up. Michael didn't really take three-pointers until really maybe the 88-89 season, probably, but definitely the 89-90 seasons when he really started utilizing the shot. That's when he really started taking the three-point shot and implementing it into his game, when he also began playing off the ball when Phil Jackson came aboard. That's when Michael really became a three-point shooter. So like I always say, if you take off the first couple of years when he's like shooting three-pointers with the shot clock running down, when he's not really like looking to take that shot, and when he actually was taking it from 1990 the rest of his career, his three-point percentage is far better than Kobe's. Which, why I always say, I thought Michael was a better three-point shooter than Kobe. You look at the NBA Finals. I think Michael's is something like a 36, 37% career shooter from downtown the NBA Finals. Michael's numbers improved in the finals, whereas Kobe's always uncharacteristically went down. That's why I never bought into this argument that Kobe is this superior offensive player. The numbers, nothing supported. The eye test from watching him play all 1,300 games of his career versus Michael's. And the numbers don't add up. Nothing adds up to it, okay? For the careers, okay, Kobe shot 44.7% from the field. 44.7% from the field. Michael, 49.7% from the field. A full 5 percentage points higher for his career. We're talking about thousands of shots now. That's a tremendous margin. To put into context, people are talking about how badly Hillary Clinton beat Donald Trump in the popular vote. Hillary won it by 2 percentage points, which translated to 3 million more votes. We're talking about a guy who's beating somebody historically in the popular vote. Historically, in the percentage-wise, as far as overall shooting, by 5 points. And then some people say, "Whoa, but Kobe took a lot of threes." Okay, take the three-pointers away. Kobe does shoot up to 47.9% shooting from the just inside 3-point arc in 47.9%. But Michael shoots 51%. 51%. So you look at all the overall numbers career-wise. Kobe 47.9% from from just beyond the 3-point line in, 32.9% from beyond the arc, 44.7% overall from the field, 83.7% from the foul line, and averaging 25 points per game. Michael, 51% from just inside the 3-point arc and in, 32.7% from the 3-point line, 49.7% from the field overall, 83.5% from the free throw line, and 30.1 points per game for his career. Their final seasons in the NBA, Kobe shot 35.8% from the field overall, an atrocious 28.5% from downtown, 41.7% from the overall from the field, which is horrible, 82.6% from the foul line, and 17.6 points per game. Michael, 44.5% overall. I'll note it was a pretty poor 29.1% from beyond the arc, 45% overall from the field from 2 pointers, 82.1% from the free throw line, and 20 points per game for that season. even in their last seasons, when Kobe was 37, Michael was 40, Michael Jordan was a better basketball player and a better shooter and a better scorer. And people like to say, well, Kobe has all of these plethora of moves. Why does this never translate into him being a more efficient scorer, which is what basketball is all about, putting the ball in the basket? People can talk about, oh, he had all these go-to moves and he had these highlight reels, he's shooting shots over two defenders and all this shit. But why did it always translate to him being a less efficient version of Michael Jordan? He didn't score as much on a per game basis. You know, he had to play virtually 3.5 more seasons overall in games to just barely beat Michael overall career-wise in points. Or was it 4 seasons? 3 or 4 seasons more games. This argument that Kobe Bryant's a better shooter than Michael Jordan is just fallacious, and there's no basis, nothing to back it up. There's nothing. Michael has one full season where he shot 40% from beyond the arc. 95-96 season, he shot 42.7% from outside. Kobe never shot 40%. Never. The closest he did, I think, was shooting 38% 2002-2003 season. Michael had another year, the year before that, where I don't really count that one because it was only 17 games, but he made 16 out of 32 three-point attempts, shooting 50%. Various other seasons, Michael shot in the mid-30s. Like I said, if you take when he actually started implementing that shot into his game to the rest of his career, Michael is more of a 35% career three-point shooter, which would be better than both Kobe Bryant and LeBron James. And that's why I always say that percentage is a little bit skewed with Michael, because that wasn't part of his game. And a lot of those situations, the ball was just in his hands. He had to fire up a three-pointer. So, in conclusion, Michael Jordan is a better shooter and scorer, in my opinion, than both LeBron and Kobe Bryant, especially LeBron James, because LeBron James has never even shot 80% from the foul line in his career. So he's not even part of the equation.